Shalom, shalom. This week I want to talk about a core value that comes from Avraham Avinu, from Abraham, our forefather. That is something that we should all try and emulate, and we should run our household this way. And it's something that's depicted in this week's Parsha, Parshat Emor, when it talks about the showbreads. They're the lechem apanim. So on Friday, in the Mishkan, what they would do is they would bake 12 loaves of bread that were to go on the table. There were six and six, two rows, and they would place it on the shulchan on the table on Shabbat. And after they did that, the Kohanim would eat the chalot, that the lechem, the bread that was baked the week before. So we're told that there was a miracle and that they stayed fresh all week and they were good. But it always kind of perplexed me, thinking like, here we have the Kohanim who really are people that deserve honor and respect and dignity, and they should really be given, in my mind's eye, the fresh bread that just came out of the oven, and it's Shabbos, and they should have the best of the best. Like, why did they have to eat the old challah from the week before that's been sitting out on the table for a full week? And then I was thinking about it, and I was thinking about how we're told these 12 loaves represent all the 12 tribes of Israel. And the Mishkan slash Beit HaMikdash is a place that represents a home for Israel and God to come together. And the Kohanim were always in the sanctuary, and they were doing maintenance and different things that had to be done. And the tribes only came on occasion for this or that, whatever the case might be, but they weren't always there. And so I think what it represents is that there's should always be in a home. And if a person has the means necessary, and most of us, thank God, that I'm speaking to do, is you should always have food in your home for your friends, family, neighbors, anybody that your community, might happen to come into your house. And you should be willing and available to share that with, because these represent the 12 tribes, with everybody when they come to your house. And that you don't take, when you have the Shabbos table, which represents, the holiest of the holy, the best of the best is what we do, what we have on Shabbat. You don't take it for yourself. Like the Kohen, we're told Am Yisrael is supposed to be Mamlechet Kohanim. We're all supposed to be like a Kohen amongst the nations. And we should emulate and mimic this kind of behavior where the Kohanim don't take, grab for themselves the freshest challah that first comes out of the oven. First, they wait all week with this bread that's on the table, representing that it's really for the 12 tribes. Everything that they do, everything, all their service to God is done because they are representing the whole nation. It's not about them. It's just not about them. And the best of the best, is they save it. They save it representing that it's, as if it's for the nation, and that everything they do is for the nation. And I think that when we have a home, that we should always have food available, because you never know, especially in a Jewish home, who's going to pop in. And you should always, when you have guests at your table, give the better, like Abraham did when the angels came to give the finest of the flour. He wanted the best of the meat and the finest of the flour for his guests, and he didn't know who they were, coming to his table. And we should honor people that come into our home, and we should do this knowing that we represent God. We represent our actions show. Are we just thinking about ourselves and thinking that we deserve more than anybody else? Or do we take a step back and see that someone else is coming and someone else might need or have desires, and what's what's left over in the house is good enough for us. If it's good enough to be in the house, it's good enough for us. And we should take that. And when you do that, I think this is the essence of the miracle. Because when you do things, considering other people and showing that you want what's best for other people, God really intervenes somehow and makes sure that what you have is excellent, that it's not inferior in some way, shape, or form. And this is a lesson and something that I've seen in my own life throughout, that God looks after those who look after others. And I think that's a big lesson here, is to be hospitable, give the best of what you have to your honored guests, whoever they might be, and not to worry about it because it's all in God's hands. You're just representing God. What's in your home, it is just in your hands for now, but it's all in the hands of God. And we emulate God, and God will take care of all of us. Bezrat Hashem. Shabbat Shalom.